What it do, Moody? What's good?
What's up? What's up?
Episode 61.
Damn, we didn't. I'll do it.
Yeah, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be alignment, but
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm excited about? We're finally here. I've been talking about it since June when
Yeah.
we left for training camp. Like when training camp was over, and I'm like, bruh, just keep counting it down, and now it's just one more sleep. And you know what I told you yesterday? Like this is like the addict in me for football, where every Saturday during the fall, I'm just like, can we just speed through Saturday? Like, I can have plans and I can do things, but I'm just trying to sleep. Like, the most thing I look forward to on Saturdays during the fall is to sleep, just so I can wake up and know that it is NFL football.
Yeah.
And the fact that, like, we already had 2 games so far, Philly over the Cowboys and the Chargers over the Chiefs. But the rest of the week 1 slate kicks off tomorrow. Oh, man, I'm excited. I have other things I could talk about, but I it wouldn't be right of me not to just bring it up. And obviously, I got my team T-shirt on right now, Terry McLaurin. I'm just hoping that we go out there tomorrow and just bust the Giants' ass as soon as the kickoff happens. So that's my Percy right now. I might have something else I want to talk about, but obviously, I just have to get that out the way.
Number 61's Nate Newton, offensive guard through the 80s and 90s, 6-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. He was part of that whole dynasty. So, and a lot of pitchers. NASCAR driver Richie Evans. He has multiple championships, I guess. But
okay.
Anyway, the other Percy that we can talk about, just as I came up with it right beforehand, is just the Back from the Couch Alien Earth episode 1.
Yeah.
You got to watch that. I mean, I'm further ahead. I've really been enjoying the series. I'm at episode 5. I'm already all the way caught up, but we can talk about episode 1.
No, it was good. It was good. Like I said, I like the creepiness of it, and because again, when we were talking about it yesterday, Alien, the first one, is my favorite one out of the series, and I like the tone and just the cinematography and just everything about that movie is just perfect. So I like no problems with Aliens, the second one, but Alien, the first one, is my jam. And so the fact that Romulus and now this show kind of have that same vibe of the original Alien movie, I'm like, this is definitely the type of alien world I want to live in. And so, like you said, they also adding a lot more to the lore that we haven't seen before. So I enjoyed it. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of them are and see how it plays out. And my theory is that the end of it might be, because you said this happens before the first movie, that this might be leading up to the distress call that they receive in the movie. Like whatever happens here is like a group of people send a distress call to that people, to like Ripley and them on that ship. And so that's my theory.
Okay.
After 1 episode.
Yeah. My thoughts are, obviously the expansion of the lore and everything, but the part that was word vomit to me that I was waiting for us to get to Percy to tell you was because episode 2, which I'm sure we'll watch today, this is the most bloodthirsty xenomorph we've ever seen. Like this bitch, the bitch that we saw hatch on the ship, when she gets out, oh my God. Like she is on some Jason Voorhees stuff. Yeah. Like it's the most rack up the kill count, basically. That's all I'm saying. I'm like, oh yeah, she is intense.
All right. Got some stakes that you got me set up for the next episode. But let's get into talking to some of this wrestling. We got Clash in Paris. Let's recap.
Doors opening. Step back to allow customers to exit.
Hey, Samson, you're my tag team partner.
Right, bro.
Avenue. What up, everyone? Episode 61 of the Wrestling Re-Up podcast, and we got a plethora of things to go over. We got a pop-up show to recap where you go on the point. We actually have some current events. Also some news on the current event front from both AEW and WWE. I guess WWE adjacent when you consider The Rock. But yeah, let's get into this Clash of Paris recap. You won this point.
Yeah.
The only difference that we had was Logan Paul I had Logan Paul and you had John Cena, and I just believed in my own booking.
Yeah, because I was like, I mean, once again, I remember feeling uneasy about picking him just because I'm like, it was the second look where I'm like, damn, this is so conservative. I ain't got no title changes or nothing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I just can't wrap my mind around that. But it would be interesting because he is a social media, different kind of star. It's like he has a different, following literally to him than the other wrestlers don't. So I was like, it made sense.
If there was a Brock interference, which there wasn't, I would have won that match.
True.
But Brock came in later in the week, but that's what cost me the match. But it was still a good match.
You were right about you were right about the energy around John Cena. Like you were right that Brock is going to show up again, just wrong on the timing. But the rest of this card, not to say predictable, but we just were agreed with it all.
Sheamus match was maybe one of the best matches on the card.
Yeah, for sure.
Rusev actually getting the tap out, which like Sheamus has only done like one other time in his career.
Yeah, I think Cole was putting over that was like the second time in his career.
Yeah,
I think he's ever tapped. Roman beating Bronson Reed, that was like
getting his shoes back and then signing them, throwing him into the crowd. And he also choked out Paul Heyman after the match. That was a long segment. It was like an hour.
I remember you asked me and you were like, what time is it or something? Or I don't know. There was something that made me look at the time. Yeah. It was like already like it was at 55 or something. And I was like, damn.
Roman ended up getting beaten up by he was on the stretcher. Yeah, he was on the stretcher and got tsunamied like 2 or 3 times while he was on the stretcher.
He got 3 super spears and 3 tsunamis.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. And it was exactly because during while we were watching that, I was like, they should really alternate because their torso targeting specials. And then as I said that, that's exactly what they were doing, going back and forth. I was like, oh snap. But yeah.
What else do we have on this card? We have Becky retaining her title against Nikki Bella.
The Wyatt Six retaining against the Street Profits. And Seth Rollins retaining against CM Punk, Jey Uso, and LA Knight. Yeah,
but we were wrong on how this would end, though, too. Because it's like, we didn't predict.
We were right about Seth.
I mean, Seth, yes, we were right. Yeah. But I guess, like, you would think, because earlier in the night, after the Vision took out Roman Reigns, they got kicked out from the stadium, from the arena, where they would have been, like, suspended without pay.
Oh, yeah.
And so that already barred them. So Seth was going in by himself. But a masked figure comes out of nowhere and low blow CM Punk as he has Seth Rollins in the GTS. And who could it be? None other than his wife.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins' wife, Becky Lynch.
Which that's going to be, we're going to cover more of that throughout the week, too, because they're building, just this week they built a lot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just across this single week. So they did that very quickly.
As the name of the episode is, The Real Couples of Wrestling.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll dive into more as we go throughout the week. But pretty like you said, conservative nonetheless. I guess the only one you could really, obviously the ending of the Fatal 4-Way was important, but as far as like outcomes, like I said, the only one you could probably really have a guess would have been Logan Paul, John Cena.
Yeah.
So that was an understandable split, but nonetheless, you get the win and you have the season lead so far, but it's a close season. You're up 4-3-4.
Yeah.
4 wins, 3 losses, 4 ties. You can inverse that for me. On the overall, I'm 8-16-9. You were 16-8-9. So keeping it close on the regular season, pretty much playing at 500. So I haven't really made too much of a dent, but I like that. Like at least where it's not a blowout.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the first season.
It was a street.
I was just believing my own booking. Like this is a lot more closer.
Yeah. That was Clash in Paris, though.
Clash in Paris, decent one. Last WWE show on Peacock.
Oh my gosh! Peacock, yeah.
Next one, WrestlePalooza, will be on ESPN in the United States. But nonetheless, let's get over to the Raw flagship. We have the same primos, and I told you this yesterday before SmackDown that the Becky and Seth CM Punk promo at the end of the show. I had it at mid because I wasn't believing in the hype of, yes, this is AJ Lee that's going to be coming back to return. But I was like, because they teased it even on the show that it could have been Rhea. Other people were talking about maybe Bayley. But I was, at this point, when I had initially put it in on the docket, I had it at mid just because I was like, I'll see it when I believe it. If it's AJ, yeah, it's a primo. But if it's anybody else, it's a mid.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, moving this up to primo, it was AJ as we get the SmackDown.
Yeah, with hindsight, yeah.
But
exactly.
yeah, no. Nonetheless, it was still a great promo, and like the points that Becky was making were rational, especially from a heel's perspective. So, the antagonisticness of it, she plays a great heel in general, but especially when she's in that kind of mode,
she's like this. Becky as a heel is like a emotional loose cannon.
Yeah,
like that's because she gets flustered very easily. Yeah, like, that's what she's really gotten that over. Like, and it's very easy to trigger her, basically.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And she'd be like, "Well, how about I tell you something, Buster?" That's kind of her response to everything. Like, but yeah, I've really been enjoying Becky for sure. Like the promo, like because it had weight to it, like outside of it just being like, oh, you're not just you think it's all about just Seth, but you affected us too, or specifically me. Like what I was trying to get over with the crowd, and they're chanting your name and everything. So it like adds just like how much she just doesn't like, CM Punk herself outside of her husband, which is what I appreciate about it. Other than the obvious, like I'm gonna be here for my husband, So that's why I liked it a whole lot. But yeah, also with the hindsight of it, it has to be. I mean, I would have kept this primo anyway. I really liked the chemistry between them two, and CM Punk being like, he's still putting her over too, in the sense of like, far be it from me that I just call you somebody's husband because you're awesome, you're the man. You just have terrible taste, and your husband's a coward, But the crowd was too busy like cheering at that point when he was putting her over to like really catch that. But I was like, I really enjoyed that. He was like, yeah, you got terrible taste.
This just shows you that CM Punk and Seth Rollins are cool with each other.
In a work sense, I think, they're
after SmackDown,
they're in a way better.
Four of them went to fucking Giordano's.
I wouldn't say
got themselves a deep dish pizza.
I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that, but I feel like they're definitely. I would say they're in a way better professional working relationship than they were. Well, obviously when he first came back, they're in a way better position. But I ain't think they going to get deep dish and shit. Nah, I wouldn't have all that yet. I would like outside unless it was like a work dinner. Everybody's there.
I feel like they're like I feel like they're at dinner together. All four of them at dinner together, and then it's Paul Rudd.
Nah, they ain't going on no double date.
Like, look at us. Who would have thought?
Nah, they ain't going on no double date. No. If there's like a dozen people, that's what it is. If there's a lot of people, I can see that. But
if they go into somebody's housewarming party, they could be in the same room and they could converse.
Yeah.
If they're around each other, but nonetheless, though, that was really primo. That was a great promo, even outside of the hindsight of AJ Lee.
Yeah,
the other primo.
This was my knee-jerk primo immediately. Yeah. When I saw this, I was like, "This is honestly it's the New Day funeral vignette that they had. That was over 10 minutes long. They had a whole funeral procession. For the tag team division.
It was 12 minutes. I was like, wow, this is the longest amount of time they ever gave New Day as a heel.
And also, I'd like to point, this is the second best thing they've done since heel New Day, which number one thing is obviously just turning heel.
Yeah.
Because this is over winning the tag team championships because they're already in the double digits. And then also with their reign, it was a pretty, as we can call it for them, for vets, like a flimsy reign when it's like, we're asking like, who's the tag team champions? The New Day? They're doing nothing on Raw. But like, this is the second best thing in the calendar year, right? Because it's like, it was basically like November, right? It was like November when they turned it? Or January, the top of the year? Okay. But even still, the second best thing the entire year. But them having the funeral procession was absolutely amazing. They brought out an urn. They like cremated everything.
They rambled.
Yeah, they just ran.
It was like this is pretty long, and I'm like, it's still good because it's still funny at moments. But again, the heel rationale of what they were saying made sense as well. So you couldn't even really hate it.
Like when they were ragging on, Judgment Day and saying like the fact that we have to like look at, we have to, or the fact that it's been a robbery, we were robbed of the championships by these greasy fingered, chicken nugget, chicken tendy eating, Judgment Day.
They don't even have sauce on them.
It was like, they don't even got no sauce. It was like, not even ranch, ketchup, honey mustard.
Sweet Baby Ray.
Exactly. And that's just all of Wood saying that. Yeah. And then Kofi's like, Polynesian sauce. Have some of that. Like, and then it's like, oh man, the like Wood saying the breading to chicken protein ratio is completely off because Finn Balor hasn't had a carb in 15 years. He can't even partake. Kofi's like, yeah, you're discriminating against your own teammates. Like, discrimination across the board. Like, they were just pissed off. Like,
I'm glad they let them rock for 12 minutes on a pre-recorded video. The people in the stadium sat there for 12 minutes watching this, but it was that good.
It was really good.
I was saying, like, how much do you think they cut out of this? If it was 12 minutes, they probably had 20.
They had 20 minutes of stuff, yeah for sure. That they were like, they just pick and chose like some writing, different bars and everything. Like Woods getting like completely pissed off, like because clearly that's more important than showing who the Raw Tag Team Champions are. Like Kofi has to calm him down and everything. So that was a great segment. All of that.
You said the best thing that you liked, and you said this is long-term booking, was that this is just all a work from the beginning of when they debuted as this super
in a vignette,
evil group.
Yep, they debuted in a vignette with a choir, and they were supposed to be a heel like choir directors or like Christian group. And sure enough, we made it full circle. This was long-term booking, like 14 or 13 years in the making, whatever it is. That's exactly what Trips is going to say. I thought about that immediately when I saw this.
The horse's ass one was really good. They're always the front. That's why we have the unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great segment. That was definitely.
You're following the wrong horse. You're following the horse's ass. It's like, all the writing in that was great. You could tell they have fun. That was the best. Yeah. Great creative thing. And that's why I love vignettes. Like whenever they do stuff like outside of the ring or outside of using like the typical, backstage that we're used to seeing like in the office or something and all that, or the parking lot, all that stuff is great. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I love all those like remote vignettes. Obviously there's so many that are like historic in that sense, but like having a funeral for the tag team division when like you're just like because I guess their characters are just so morbid in this sense. Like after they lost, it's like none of this matters. They're like nihilistic. But anyway, that was the two best things on Raw for me for sure.
I had a double package of mids here. I like the easiest one I'll talk about is Jimmy saves Jay.
Mm-hmm.
So Jay was in the
main event.
Main event. Who was that?
Jay and LA Knight versus Braun and Bronson.
Okay, yeah. And obviously, shenanigans, things happen. Jay is eventually getting beat down. And then none other than Jimmy, his brother, comes out and saves him. Mm-hmm. Nice to see the Usos back together.
After they lost the match, that's important to know.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, we said the same thing about Jay. Jay eventually helped Roman.
Yeah, that's true.
It was after he got his ass whooped by B&B security.
True.
But, no, it was just good to see Jimmy come out. Seems like we might get the original Bloodline back. Mm-hmm. Get some OBL shirts.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's where we got to be headed to, right? With they're clearly rubbing against each other more than not. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Both sides of the faction.
Jimmy's was on Smackdown.
Yeah, true. But I guess
so, like the fact that he's like, I'm coming over across the show. Say my brother.
I mean, shit, they had Bronson Reed, come across the show to join the Bloodline for like a short period of time. Remember?
Was he?
Yeah, for like it was like the Survivor Series, I think. It
was okay, yeah. Remember? You're talking about before? Okay,
before
the Vision and all that.
That's when he broke his foot.
Yeah.
But that's exactly where we're headed towards now. It's just Bronson will be on the other side of the faction.
But no, I enjoyed that just for the fact that again, it just leads us into the original Bloodline getting back together. Mm-hmm. And the other mid I had here was the Kabuki Warriors getting a win over Judgment Day. Yeah. And it was a little bit of a wonky finish, but I still like the fact that the Kabuki Warriors won. Again, I'd rather them be separate and go for individual titles, but I like the fact that there seems to be a rift between Asuka and Io.
Yeah.
So at least that we're heading in that direction. Kairi seems to be split, but I think she's going to side with Asuka. Mm-hmm. I still see them possibly winning the tag team titles again. They're credible threats. So the fact that they beat Judgment Day is, I think, the fact Judgment Day always seems to win. So the fact that it's a little bit of a left instead of a right, as far as direction, I'm happy for that. So that's why I'm mid, and I think I mean, the tag team champions are Charlotte and Alexa. That'd be a great match. And I can definitely see the Kabuki Warriors getting the win.
Yeah, I like the booking of that. I mean, really, because my thought is, Asuka is working heel with Io, but in the sense of like this matchup, you have to, because that would be like a heel dynamic. But they're the Kabuki
Alexa Bliss and Charlotte.
No. Oh. I'm talking about the match on
Raw. Oh yeah.
Between Judgment Day and Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah.
But understanding like within that match that they have to be, faces against the Judgment Day. So I was just showing like the easy dynamism that like you have to have even on like the show where you have to like flip not characters but like your in-ring style like within the same show. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it is character because you didn't get physical. They haven't gotten physical with Io, but it's clearly that tension is there.
And people like Asuka. It's gonna be hard to like cheer against Asuka as well.
I'm riding with Asuka regardless, and it's funny because like Asuka, like I said, she's on my Mount Rushmore, probably my favorite women's wrestler ever. Yeah. And as I said, 3 months ago, Io is where Asuka was for me, like back when she was on her fucking run. Like it's very clear that Io Sky is the best wrestler in WWE, like without a doubt. Right now, she's wrestler of the year. Like she's blown everybody.
She has at least 2, maybe 3 match of the year candidates just for 2025. Like so, that's all I have for Raw. You had anything?
Yeah, I would say just bringing up. I didn't put it on here, but I would have it as shake because it was AJ Styles going up against Dominic again.
Title. Yeah,
and it would have been mid if it wasn't for El Grande, but as per. It's funny because it's like El Grande might as well be part of Judgment Day at this point, like for real.
I mean, Dominic was talking to El Grande, and then Finn.
He did, that's true. Like, I forgot about that. Yeah, so, like I'm securing our future. That's what he was saying. Yeah. So it's like, I guess in that sense, maybe I should make that a mid, mid low. I'll make it mid low.
It's been on repeat.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, it's the same shit.
That's why I had to shake immediately off the top of my head. But I had to go ahead and bring up the.
I hope AJ wins it at some point.
Yeah,
but that's just been my issue with it because like it's not like he's putting on bad matches. It's just the matches end the same way, and I get it. You're Dirty Dom, but like at least have some different mechanism of winning. Like, let's double on the current events once we get through the bodega. So let's go into NXT.
Okay. Yeah.
Pretty decent show. What do we agree on? If we agree, I guess Josh Briggs. I said he had a dominant show, and you're saying Sean is doing his damnedest.
Yeah, I was like, he's putting a lot of effort in. That's why I was like, I had to type all of this out because I was like, I had a lot of thoughts on this because I was like, for him to, I mean, you condensed it to like just his dominant show, which it definitely was. This was the Josh Briggs feature show, and I was thinking about it in the moment where he's the one who comes out to confront Javon, and it's like, y'all really ain't got no history like that, but I understand that they've also been on parallel paths effectively this entire time. Where it's like
challenge up with Femi and whatnot.
Yeah, and it's just the fact that, Javon had been a singles guy the entire time versus, Josh Briggs being like the good hands partner of Inamura, as he's on his away from Japan tenure, basically. And even getting the win over Inamura. So it's like, okay, so both of these guys are like featured young guys that, should be believable challengers. I believe both of them as challengers for the NXT Championship. And the fact that he just took it upon himself to take Javon out, I thought I was okay. That was more than I was expecting from Josh Briggs, the character.
Yeah.
Up to that point. So that's why I was like, I had to do that. And he also beat Andre Chase on this show, which, granted, I think that's another one. We talk about like how many like our guy, or you were saying how it's like easier to be a fan of heels.
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking about just all the my guys, face my guys. Andre Chase is definitely one of those. I'm like, I want the best for Chase U. Like we need to get enrollment up. We need to do all this stuff. I love his Randy Orton's like go around you, give me a C, give me an H. And he just stopped me. What's that spell? Chase U. I fucking love that. But so him knocking off one of my favorite guys, I'm like, shit. I'm like, okay. Eyebrow raising, I think the problem with it, I think Josh Briggs has soft eyes. I think he has like doughboy eyes, and it's like you're being a bad guy, but I want to be your friend still. Like, I think he needs to get bigger or something. Like,
I mean, he's a big dude.
he is a big guy, but I'm like, I don't know. It's like, that's why I say it must be the eyes, because there's nothing wrong with them. I just think it's like he looks, I don't know, like
kind of like JC Mateo, where it's like, damn, like I know you tough and you're a big dude.
Yeah.
For some reason,
like he probably gardens.
A little bit.
I think of like, I don't know, but
you look too nice.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like, and it's like I said, it's like literally nothing about the character or his makeup, or not literal makeup, but the appearance of him. There's nothing wrong with it. But
I have this as a mid as well.
I have this mid rising.
Yeah, I have this as a mid. I have this.
This is surprising to me.
It's almost getting to mid rising. It's like it's better than mid stable, but I'm curious because he came out teasing that it was the Undertaker, that he was the Undertaker, and they had the gong and everything, but it was really just Josh Briggs coming out on his bike. And I don't know if the fans in the NXT arena are giving like go away heat, or if this is just like character heat.
Yeah.
That's where I'm a little like because I don't mind Josh Briggs. I think he's a talented wrestler. I think like at some point I'm like, yo, like they were telling him like, get the hell out or something like that. They were just like pointing him to like backstage. I'm like, yo, that's not a regular like heel chant. It seems like y'all really don't like this guy for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So it's mid. I think he could be a credible heel champion, especially if Obafemi ends up, getting called up to the main roster. I just don't know if the fans are giving go away heat or character heat, which I'm a little confused right now. At least, like, for me, I think I take it as character heat. Like, he's doing his job, but sometimes it feels like it's go away heat. And I'm like, why is he getting that type of heat if it is go away heat?
Yeah. It's funny because, like, the NXT crowd, I would say out of all crowds, they're probably, like, the least probably apt to do that because they know it's developmental. Like those guys are like season ticket holders.
I mean, there's a lot of regulars that go to that show.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying.
saying.
I'm saying like I guess they would. Yeah,
they're always supportive. Like, that's why I'm like, I mean, like this isn't the indies, but it's like it's WWE's indie. So, I mean, you're rooting for everybody. Honestly, I think. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I'm giving them that. I'll give them that.
I'm not criticizing them. I'm just like, when you watch
you're
it
not
back,
able to read it
when you watch it back, I was a little confused. I was like, this doesn't feel like character heat. It felt like go away.
A little bit more. Yeah.
But that was the main thing for me because again, it was a Josh Briggs dominant show, and then the beatdown of Chase U.
Yeah.
In general, even after the match, it was just okay, Josh Briggs, like you're making a point.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, okay, Sean was putting that pen to work with Josh Briggs. Yeah. This week, so. But yeah, another mid that I had was DIY returning for their 10-year anniversary, like because NXT is a pocket universe, away from the main roster, even though it's connected. It's like we could come back here and get the face pop because we ain't been here in like a year, 2 years, or whatever, and play our old music and meet in the middle for Trick Willie. Because I mean, as you're just featuring Trick regardless, just because he is TNA champion, you gotta have him on both shows, so might as well show the belt off. Because he wasn't really doing anything like outside of like just chirping and like being I'm Trick Willie, and then just being out there enough for DIY to beat their ass.
Black Dynamite self.
Yeah, exactly. Just enough for because he was effectively called them out. When it's like, oh, you can bring the best of like the future or the past, it don't matter. Let's talk about it, and then you just hear the DIY music. And he gets his ass beat. So nice mid, just feature for DIY to be like, oh yeah, remind us they've been here 10 years already. Dang, So
I feel like he's gonna get a match for each of them, and he's gonna get the win.
Yeah.
So just give Trick more credibility to just talk on the mic.
Yeah, individually. Yeah, they're tag team specialists. They're not singles guys.
Well,
Even though they were, both of them are former NXT champions. Like we're supposed to forget that. Yeah, you want to lead the other one? The other one we agreed on?
Lash over Jada. Fun match, and then also a fun ending with Jada hitting Lash from behind as she was walking up the ramp, and then doing a hypnotic on the guardrail. And then they did great camera work because then the camera is like zoomed in on her face as she was like looking right at the camera. She was like, "Yeah, I did that pretty much." Type of look, and I was like, "That was pretty dope." So That's gonna be a fun rivalry. It's already fun so far, but when they do have their pop-up show match,
She's a sore loser, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But like when she has their pop-up show match, it's gonna be fun. So I don't know if it's like a one-time match only or they're gonna run a series, but I wouldn't be mad if it was a series.
Yeah. She had to take 2 of those last extensions.
Yeah.
Only problem with that, because like once again, you see, it's such a, I guess not a complicated. It is a relatively complicated setup for sure for the Lash extension. Granted, Lash is bigger than most girls. Like she is in the heavyweight like level of the women, so she's able to get it off.
Yeah, but she's gonna have to find something else for Naya.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's just where I was going with it. But I was like, it works for NXT right now for sure.
Yeah,
she is like she is the heavyweight. And then I guess we agreed also, just worded it differently for the shake. I got Blake and Jordan brawl it out again.
Yeah, mine was more specifically around Callie Armstrong, the women's Evolve champion. Just because, again, remember her first time on NXT, she was having a match. I forget with who, but like that match got interrupted, and no contest because Jordan Grace just came out and was just being angry after she got turned on by after Blake Monroe turned against her at the last pay-per-view, whatever.
Yeah.
It was. And so then they were backstage and they were talking, and then again, Callie was just like, "Yo, I'm getting sick and tired of you always just kind of getting in my way and just being super disrespectful." I like the fact that it was remembered, and I was like, "Yo," because I was tight when that happened too. I was like, "Yo, I'm trying to see this Callie Armstrong." You know what I'm saying? Especially have her NXT match, and her first match is a no contest because Jordan Grace can't just control herself until after the match. Like, come on now. They ended up having a match, and Jordan Grace ended up getting the win. But I wish Callie Armstrong at least was able to pull off the move. But I get it. Jordan Grace is more seasoned than Callie Armstrong.
For sure.
So, yeah, so it makes sense, even if you are Evolved Women's
It was an honor for Callie to get not speared, but Juggernaut Driver by Jordan. Jordan is the one that's been, knockouts champion and shit like that. You got some time to go.
Dude, you wanted to talk about Blake Monroe?
Oh yeah, I mean it's just running into. That's why it's shake for me because I mean they had their pay-per-view match already where Blake won, so it's just like I guess this is a matter of like I just don't get why Blake would attack her outside of her just being heel.
I don't know. I mean she
already
got in her way last week.
That was heat wave last week, wasn't it?
No,
or that was
NXT,
2 weeks ago.
NXT, like Jordan Grace came in during Kalani's match. Her and Kalani.
Oh
match,
yeah. That was after
the ring.
Okay,
right. And then she chased her back in the ring. Kalani hit her finisher and then got the three. So there's still animosity between them. Anything
she is. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, just to add on to that, like I said, Mariah May. Not Blake Monroe, but Mariah May was the bloodthirsty princess. So I would imagine a stipulation is coming. Obviously, if you're gonna keep, as long as you keep any rivalry, a stipulation has to come. But we ain't getting no blood. That's all I'm gonna say. But not in NXT for sure.
That's it with the bodega, unless you got anything else.
No.
Let's get into our current events. So the first one we got is double news from The Rock. He was at the Venice Film Festival, I believe it was, and in Venice for the Venice Film Festival, and it was the debut of The Smashing Machine, his new movie that's coming out in like October, of him playing this UFC fighter named Mark Kerr. Have you seen the trailer for this?
Yes.
Looks great from the trailers. He got a 15-minute standing ovation for that. So, and like right now on Rotten Tomatoes, it's at like at 100%. So they're saying that like Rock did his thing. Early signs of the Rock did his thing. So I'm excited for this movie. And like I said, the trailer itself looks great.
Yeah.
I was gonna watch it regardless, just for the fact that it was, how good the Rock's transformation was in that movie, and it feels like he's actually acting in this, and rather not just being the Rock.
Yeah.
So I'm excited that it's actually.
Oh, shit.
I'm excited that it actually got good reviews coming out of Venice right now, and I'm getting excited for the movie.
Yeah, I think it's just great. Once a great casting for The Rock, because I think the whole problem with him being The Rock is just the fact that, he's arguably the most recognizable big body guy that's out there. So it's like when you see him, especially earlier on in like 2010, like Pain and Gain and stuff. You just see The
Yeah,
Rock.
Fast Five.
Yeah, Fast Five. You just see The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those can be good roles and such, but it's like, oh, he's so big, this doesn't make sense. But this is a role where he should be big, and you're able to engage with like the character and see behind the veil, like just being a biopic. And yeah, it does look great, and the prosthetics on his face look amazing. So it's like, yeah, if there's gonna be any type of role where he could get an Oscar, I mean, this would be it apparently, right? But the only thing that I don't put stock in,
nominated.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because that's what you want at least, like be recognized. Because once you get the nom, then it's like, all right, other people know that you're serious and shit like that. I'm sure it's hard to just cross that barrier. I mean, it took The Rock this long, going from Scorpion King to this. Scorpion King is fucking 2003, 02, something like that. So we make fun of that now for the CGI. That's a cinephobe. I'm pretty sure. So
that's The Mummy Returns. Yeah.
The Mummy. The Mummy Returns. Yeah, because that's when he shows up in the CGI. Yeah, he's half scorpion.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for that. I go to the movie, so that'll definitely be a back from the movies. Percy.
Yeah.
That time.
The last thing I was gonna say is that I just don't put no stock in a 15-minute ovation, just because it's like that is the film crowd, and it's like I'm sure y'all are like giving other movies 10-minute, 15-minute ovation. Sure, I'm saying it happens more often than not.
But like
that's what I mean.
There's times where people just walk out or it's just silence. Like obviously
in a movie premiere, I'm saying at the Venice Film Festival premiere, people are gonna walk out.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. I don't know that.
I listen to The Big Picture, and like they talk about like it started off full, but then like people just started to leave and stuff like that. Other news with The Rock is at that Venice Film Festival. You said he was a big body guy. No longer at this moment. He shreds 60 pounds and much more slim down looking Rock. Not as slim, I would say, when it was like he was doing like the Tooth Fairy, but he still looks like he still has some muscle that he could put. That dude knows his body so well that at any point he can like put the muscle back.
He's like better LeBron.
Yeah. But it doesn't. I guess the talk about it is just if you think about it from like the wrestling perspective, that dude ain't gonna be in the ring anytime soon.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If you drop in 60 pounds, like he ain't hitting nobody with a rock bottom or people's elbow, looking like the way he looks now.
Yeah,
looking like a regular dude.
And that, if anything, that's great for him too, because that just like we're talking about his acting career and like being 60 pounds lighter.
Yeah,
as I was saying, that being a big blocking part of like roles you could get.
Yeah,
he's gonna have a lot more roles, and at the bare minimum, if you don't get an Oscar nom, he definitely gonna win. Like, what is it? Golden Globe is the B level, right? Golden Globe.
No, that's a Emmy, or that's like television.
Oh, is that television?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm tripping. My bad. Yeah. But whatever the second Sundance, he gonna win at Sundance, and you know what I'm saying, all that good stuff. So yeah, I'll watch it whenever it comes out for sure.
Another pop-up new current event news that we have moving on to Wednesday is AEW pop-up shows are moving to HBO Max. They've been in different places during the time that they've been running pop-up shows, but now they are finding a permanent home on the same service that gives them their TV rights and Warner Brothers Discovery on TNT and whatnot and TBS. So they're on HBO Max, as is already right now the Dynamite library and Collision library. They're not free. You have to pay for them. So there's still a cost on a paper level, but I think that right now there's a deal for $39.99 for All Out. Which is normally I think it's like $49.99, so about $10 savings. So, nonetheless, at least like
if you got HBO Max, it'll be 20% off. I can see that.
I'm not sure what the deal is specifically, but they said subscribers get $39.99 instead of $49.99. So I guess you can still buy it without having HBO Max.
Yeah, you can probably still buy it on Triller because that's where they had it up before.
I got to read the actual article all the way through to see because I wouldn't believe that they would do that to have on a third party, because they won't want all the money, I would assume. But either way, nonetheless, it's still good for AEW
accessibility
to have that easy accessibility on a platform as major. More people have HBO Max than Thriller or whatnot. I know one of their last pay-per-views was All In was on Amazon, You could watch that on Prime.
Yeah.
So, again, I think the fact that there's a little bit consistency with where it's going to be at and where you can have it, and again, it's all within your other library of content that already exists. So, kind of what we want here in the United States, where in Europe they have the entire WWE library on Netflix. So you can watch pop-up shows and all that stuff. AEW's playing it smart.
Yeah.
And so is Warner, especially with the live content, the live sports content that they're getting. Let's get into the coffee shop. I feel like you might be a little bit higher on this show. I thought this was just a pretty average show.
Yeah, but outside of the show, the best thing, because calendar week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Best thing that was top shelf was Ring of Honor, the Ring of Honor World Championship. It was Death Before Dishonor 3.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta watch that, because man, they were smart enough to put that thing up on YouTube and like the whole pay-per-view.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it when I think that was on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I watched a little bit when after you guys left.
Yeah, that match was absolutely amazing. I think they win at least like 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's for sure a match of the year contender. For sure.
Yeah, I heard Shoes
the
and
brutality
Chaz
of it,
about
like,
the Masked Man.
Man, there was like Bandito hits Hechicero with the Poison Rana on the fucking, like the railing they have or the barricade. Like the Ring of Honor barricade to the crowd is like way more rigid than it's like a steel one. You know what I'm saying? They have padding on top, so it's wide enough for them to walk on.
Yeah.
Man, like Hechicero was trying to pull off like, I don't know what the fuck it is, but lucha culture. They can just counter everything. And then he gives him a Poison Rana on that shit. Like, I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, these guys, when you talk about just maximum chemistry, like, I'm like, Hechicero is such a good base. Like, there was a fucking move, like, where I thought Bandito broke his neck. But, like, as it's happening, because he was running towards him, and it ends up being, like, Hechicero is able to, like, tilt-a-whirl him, but, like, basically do a double rotation. Like, he spins him once, catches him again, spins him twice, but Bandito actually catches his arm, and it's an arm drag. So it's actually Bandito's offensive move that he's doing. I'm like, that shit. What the fuck are we doing right here? I gotta like rewind and shit like that. So it was like, it's that good. Okay. It is that good. So
I heard great things on it on the Masked Man show. They were also talking about it being a match.
Yeah.
So definitely got to check that out afterwards.
Yeah.
As far as Dynamite, we both agreed that we had as primos as Don Callis family and the Death Riders.
Getting the win over
Yeah, it was the Young Bucks, not the Death Riders.
My bad. I keep putting that in. I don't know why I keep doing
Don
that.
Callis family and the Young Bucks over Hangman, Kenny, and Jet Speed.
I got Alzheimer's, y'all. Forgive me.
Yeah, I thought that was the best thing on the show, in my opinion.
For sure.
Match, and then also Kenny just getting taken out at the end of it, and then by Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah, Brainbuster through the table, my guy, just killing.
Written off television so he can get healthy.
Yeah.
But, I thought that was for a pretty not every show is going to be A tier quality shows. Sometimes you just need episodes to kind of just get through. Whatever stories that you're getting, maybe it's set up and whatnot, foundational stuff. But no, this one was the best thing I saw on the show.
And next up, I would have for my other primo, you had this as a bid, was Mercedes retaining the TBS championship against Alex Windsor. Alex Windsor is way better than, like, I guess I gave her credit for, like, up until this point. And I just realized that here. And that's why I put this in a primo where I just felt like Mercedes, the reason Mercedes is like the one, if not the best wrestler in the world, and obviously one of the top 3 women right now, is her athleticism. And she's so fucking bendy, you know what I'm saying? And like agile. Alex Windsor is a great, like, playing the power. I mean, obviously Mercedes is usually the smaller, the flyer between, her opponents, but Windsor is a great base. Like, just seeing, I want to say this is Mercedes, but I'm like, well, she has to do all the weightlifting. Now, this is like the 3rd time we've seen her with Mercedes. And I'm like, this is great. So it makes sense she was the former Rev Pro and like they got this rivalry going. Because I'm like, if she defends the Rev Pro championship, like, because it actually just happened this week. I should have put that in. That's a current event that happened. I didn't put in the docket. Was she beat Alex Windsor again in Rev Pro this week for the women's title? That same one. So I was like, when I saw that, and that was before Dynamite. So I was like, oh shit, is she gonna actually win the TBS title? But no, she's not.
And
But
that's why I have it in mid. I'm like,
Yeah.
no doubt the match is great,
yeah,
but there's no doubt she's not losing her title on a random Wednesday.
yeah, she's too big for that. But it was more so, I guess. Yeah, it's a primo for my realization of how good Alex Windsor is. At
Okay,
this point.
no disrespect on
Yeah.
that.
And that's by primos. Your mid. I guess that's not yours. But the only other mid I had was Darby. Darby's not getting champion of the week this week for his violence. But I really, because this is the start of the show. The start of the show is actually the War God, or AKA War Ready, Gabe Kidd, coming out and being like, "Hey, I'll fuck you up, Darby." And you know, Darby ain't scared of nobody. Springboard, coffin drop, bitch. You ain't see that coming. You know, just Death Riders come out, and then the Ops are it's Hook that comes out. We still building that tension with Hook and like, hey, you wasn't even checking on me or some shit. Like you let Powerhouse Ops take over. But either way, that's another subject. But the Ops come out, run off the Death Riders, balance it out, and then we get the spot that Darby's loving right now, which is just putting everybody in the Death Riders in a body bag. Like he's able to put Gabe Kidd in a body bag and drag him off. So
hopefully that's reinforced.
Exactly. Immediately, I was like, there must be a foundation, like a slide, like whatever, some kind of platform, there. Because I was just like, bro. And that's why I was like, he's not getting the championship for that, because I was like, this will be his third malicious wounding, like manslaughter charge in 3 weeks.
Yeah,
literally
giving him like and retaining.
Exactly. But he is. It's deserving. So it's like, he's just retaining at this point, because nobody else is like on the weekly basis just getting a first-degree manslaughter charge. So.
He don't care.
Yeah, he don't care. He's like, I know I'm small. That's why I gotta be crazy. So that's what it is. He's like, I gotta be crazy, so these big guys know not to fuck with me.
Yeah.
Like, got a skull fucking on his face and shit like that. And then the last bit that I had for the show, I had for Shake was FTR and Cope and Christian brawling again, interrupting a Ring of Honor multi-man match, and I was just like, those poor Ring of Honor guys we talked about. I was like, imagine your first time coming up on the main roster, and it's like, all right, y'all really ain't having a match. Like, but you are gonna get TKO driver or get Spike Ball drive.
None of you better do anything about it.
Exactly. Like y'all are wrestlers, bro. Like that might be honestly, that's low key should be Reggie.
These are legends.
Yeah.
These are legends. Their overall is a 56.
Yeah, for sure.
Theirs are like at least 92.
Yeah.
Come on now, they would get destroyed.
Yeah.
Finger poke of doom would be legit. Like.
But yeah, that was the dumbest thing. That low key should have been Reggie, or if I could have came up with a dumbass champion of the week, that would have been it. But yeah, that's all I got.
No doubt.
For AEW / Ring of Honor.
Let's make our way to the gallery for the Book of Wrestling. All right, Moody, what do we got for the book?
We got 3 moments. 3 moments, and one that, I just learned about, so it should be also today I learned, looking back at my history. But I'll start off with that oldest one. September 2nd, 1979, the controversial IC title win, that's in air quotes. Pat Patterson wins a tournament in Rio de Janeiro to become the first Intercontinental Champion. As most now know, the WWE cheekily acknowledged that no tournament ever took place, and Patterson was just given the new championship. So they were on tour, or they said they were on tour, and that shit just never happened.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, I didn't even realize that was the thing that happened. They just gave it to Pat Patterson. It was like, oh, you're just the first IC title.
Hey, so, it'd be like that sometimes.
Did you know that?
I feel like
at least about the tournament that was made up and stuff, and like, oh,
I don't know that part. They always hear the cheekly part of it. Of that, he won it in the tournament and whatnot. And like, okay. You just take that as IC bore. You know what I'm saying? So doesn't diminish the title at all. I'll take the next one. September 4th, 1995. First WCW Nitro. WCW presented the historic first episode of WCW Monday Night Nitro from the unique setting that was the Mall of Americas in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The first match in his Nitro history saw Brian Pillman face Justin Thunder Liger, and the night's main event was between longtime rivals Ric Flair and Sting. The most shocking moment of the night saw Lex Luger appear on the show when the most believed he was still contracted to the WWF, setting a tone for anything can happen vibe that Nitro traded off until his final episode in March 2001, also headlined by a match between Flair and Sting. So I've seen that on the rewatch, and it's a pretty dope moment. Like, again, like everybody's like so confused when Lex Luger comes out, and you're like, yo, what is he doing here and everything like that. Everything kind of just stops and just all confusion happens. And again, it was literally done in the mall. It was actually pretty dope too. So people were just like on the second floor, just hanging around the railing, just like looking down at the center of like, you know, the ring. It was a pretty dope setup. Never gonna get that again, I don't think, in the current future.
Yeah.
Of wrestling, but
you mean a mall setting, or you just mean like oh, you mean like everything stops and everybody's confused?
No, well, that won't happen because we're just too smart.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
But I'm also just talking about the mall setting. And I was first talking about the mall setting.
Yeah.
Or not even just the mall setting, but just some place that is not. You wouldn't be able to do it on the main roster. You might be able to do it in NXT.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Mall of America, for sure. You can do that.
Not even saying the Mall of America, but just like a setting where it's unconventional.
Oh, yeah, like that. Yeah.
You might be able to do it on like the National Mall in DC, maybe, if there was space. But even then, like, I feel like why cater to like 5,000 fans when you really could do 16 in an arena?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm saying, like, probably won't get that in the current future unless you find like a large enough space.
The last moment that we got up here, I got this written as that bastard Bischoff. This is September 2nd, 2002. Following the undisputed WWE champion Brock Lesnar's revelation that he would only wrestle on SmackDown, the Monday Night Raw general manager introduced the World Heavyweight Championship as Raw's new main event level title. He immediately awarded the title to Triple H. It was just Eric Bischoff coming out with a briefcase and sucking his dick for 2 minutes, or not even 2 minutes, like 45 seconds. He gets the net off and he's like, "Here's your champion, Triple H." And Triple H is like, "You know, I can't even say I deserve this, but I can also say not a lot of guys are like me, so it doesn't matter. I'll take this." That's just Triple H in peak I hate Triple H mode. Like just getting
his reign of terror.
Yeah. And like I said, that's why I always think of I wanted the Young Bucks to do. Just award their friends titles, like, or just make the faces that they hate like defend unnecessarily. But yeah, that's our book of wrestling for this week.
All right. Let's move over to the boutique. Final show of the week.
Yep.
Big show. SmackDown in Chicago. CM Punk's hometown. And he warned both Becky and Seth and Adam Pearce that, you know, there'd be consequences for both of them, for both of their actions. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Becky Lynch. And they'll see what those consequences will reward them on SmackDown. We talked about it earlier. We have it as Primo. AJ Lee returns after 10 years. Yeah. Takes out Becky Lynch.
I like it. I like the scrap. I mean, she didn't even say anything. Obviously, you don't need to. It's just about the moment. Because I wanted to, first of all, another thing, maybe you didn't see this. This is Top Shelf. Just this episode. Because it was potent. Like, this was...
It was pretty quick.
You notice that, I mean, I had 3 things in Primo. And only 1 mid right now. And the reason that I was like, AJ Lee could be like, all right, a Top Shelf return of the year, possibly. But it's like, once again, you have those worst kept secrets.
Yeah.
It's just like, takes the air out of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like...
I was still unsure. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Rhea Ripley or someone else to come out instead of AJ Lee. But the fact that it was AJ Lee is like, that's why I bumped up the Becky promo from a mid to a Primo, because I'm like, all right, you guys weren't just pulling the rug out of underneath us for the umpteenth time.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, AJ coming down and like, get fading Becky. That's a great moment. Very similar promo to like what we got on Raw. Just like, you know, your husband's a coward and like except this time he's actually standing in the rafters and you
Yeah.
can see him, and he's just like dancing around until like
Becky was constantly
slapping him.
Punk and
Yeah,
whatnot.
I was like, she's
Yeah,
having a great time with this.
Yeah, great. That's what I'm saying. You can't tell me they're not eating at Giordano's afterwards.
No, they're not. They're not. I'm just saying individually, Becky is having a great time slapping him. But yeah, primo moment for sure. Do you have any more for that?
I think like I said, I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited to see how long AJ lasts. Does she take the title off of Becky Lynch?
That's an interesting thought.
We asked about like how long does Nikki stay? How long does AJ stay?
Yeah, that's a good question already, because like WrestlePalooza, we already loosely booking a mixed gender.
Match,
yeah, so that's probably happening between the married couples. Because after that, it's like, all right, so Punk and AJ Lee should get that win. That's all right. How much longer is she gonna be around to like back up her husband? So I don't know. I would think of it also being similar to Nikki Bella, where it's maybe like 3 months, 4 months kind of thing. Like, I wouldn't, not to say that I wouldn't have it, but credible threats for this point in time. Like, maybe she could take it off of her.
I think she could take it off of her. I
like the thought of them
running to up until WrestleMania, because like it's September. She probably wins this match. CM Punk, Seth Rollins stole the belt from her husband.
I was gonna say CM Punk should
after he won it. They want to basically take everything from them.
Yeah.
So that would require CM Punk winning back the title, AJ Lee taking the women's Intercontinental title off of Becky Lynch. AJ Lee at the Royal Rumble, I can see that happening. I can see AJ Lee going up all the way to WrestleMania. That's how I can see it. Yeah, sure. It doesn't have to be on all the time, but I think she can hold the title belt for a couple months. Maybe she holds the title up until January. I don't know, but I think she could. I think she'll be here. She could be here until WrestleMania.
Yeah, hopefully so. Looking forward to it.
Maybe you might finally get that Montez Ford and Bianca.
I tell you, this is what I want. I want the couples.
AJ Lee.
I want the couples to just heal it up and look out for each other, because immediately as you say that, I'm like, well, yeah, to equal this out, at the bare minimum, CM Punk has got to GTS Becky and then have AJ Lee win the IC title off of her, because Becky low blowed me in the middle of our match for you to curb stomp me. So that's the equivalent. So basically, give her a GTS, and then I forget what was AJ's. Oh yeah, she does Code Red. Yeah. So, but anyway, the other primo I got on here is the Sami Zayn versus Cena match.
Yep. Which was now
bleeding heart promo to lead off first.
Yeah, especially now that it's Sami Zayn said he's going to do an U.S. Open challenge for the belt, for his belt, in honor of John Cena being, having that rule set when he was U.S. champion as well. So I thought that was really good, especially for John Cena's last SmackDown appearance. Yeah. Same city that he debuted in. Sammy, again, I think his first main roster match was against John Cena, but apparently he had like a shoulder injury, and so he couldn't really like do everything that he wanted to do. So full circle moment for everyone involved. But as we were watching it, I was just like, you know what? You just feel like there's about to be the Brock Lesnar kind of intro music, and he's going to come in and interfere in this match. And no less than like 3 minutes after I said that exact thing happened, where Brock Lesnar comes out of nowhere, comes down, shorter trip from Saskatchewan to Chicago. We definitely looked that up than it was to Paris. And it takes out John Cena, no contest, finish.
Brock interrupting the end of that is, like I said, that you were right about the energy of Brock this week, but like I said, just not at the pay-per-view. Yeah. And granted, once again, with Cena being like, the face of SmackDown. If it's not The Rock, then it's Cena, obviously. Very poetic in that sense. To like, once again, I guess put over Brock, another one of his. I'm mad that because during that match, they were talking about like the storytelling of the match was like him like digging deep in his bag, similar to like the Logan Paul match where he was like doing lots of moves from his old rivals, pulling an angle slam or Olympic slam, and doing a throwback again. I hadn't seen that in fucking 10 years. And just stuff like that. And I'm like, the fact that Cena has never done an F5 to anybody, I think
it's
that's a very underrated, I guess, like nerdy wrestling fact.
I'm sure he probably did it in his matches with Brock at some point.
Maybe I guess on a. I don't think. Are you getting? I guess maybe in the house shows back in the day, you might have hit him with it in a house show back in the day.
He probably did it at one of like their favorite shows.
I need to see that.
People
I don't know.
like to hit other people's finishers.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Like
as big as a rivalry as they have, it's usually just Brock. I mean, it's Cena putting Brock over for the most part.
And
every
it's no
time.
different. It's just instead of putting you on the opposite side, I'm kind of spinning you. It's the same setup. So
fireman's carry into spinning face buster or a Death Valley driver. That's all it is.
I like the open challengeness of it, and the Brock coming out, Cena's last. The whole moment was great as a primo. Mm-hmm. One thing that we are split on that you have as primo and I have as a mid, Aleister Black over a Damian Priest.
Yep.
I like the match. I got to do the count to see if this is like their first match or second match, but I just think it's like if this is their first match, I think it's a good starting point. And I'm curious to see like when we do get that pop-up show match and it's like a street fight of whatever sort they call it. That's going to be, I think that's when we get it up to primo. So, rising mid for me, just for like, I'm here for the rising expectations that I have for it. I feel like this is a better rivalry. I'm more invested in this rivalry more so than I was for the Rusev and Sheamus.
Yeah. Okay. This is their second match, because the first match was August 15th. Damian Priest won by DQ. Oh yeah, that's right, because he just threw the steel chair at his face. Remember? Yeah. So that was the first match. So yeah, this is the
Damian
second
Priest
one.
Is lined up to eventually get.
He's got to win. Yeah, exactly.
The big win. But still, I think it's still going to be a fun match between the both.
Yeah.
And I'm more invested in this rivalry than I was for Rusev and Sheamus.
Yeah, it's been a good, not slow build because it's only been a month, but like it's been a good steady build for them. Just acknowledging it every week, basically, because it's also started with Damian Priest, not minding his business. With R-Truth. With R-Truth, because R-Truth interrupted Aleister Black. Yeah. So, and I like the fact that he won clean, like in the sense of once again, heel clean. Heel clean is always like feet on the ropes. I'll fucking pull throw some sand in your eyes, whatever. Turnbuckle, take the thing off the turnbuckle. As long as whatever I can do for the ref to not notice and there's no outside interference, I would consider that clean for a heel because it's like you're gonna do whatever. But yeah, and it was an inventive one where it's just like not that inventive, but like the fact that I said it in the moment because it's like Damian Priest grabs Aleister Black by the throat like he's about to give him South of Heaven, but then Aleister Black grabs the ref the same way like a choke slam, and I said to you, you don't do choke slam. Why are you grabbing the ref like that and just pushing him in front as a shield and then distracting him enough to be like, oh, this is my chance. We know Black Mass is quick. So that moment that
was really nice.
Yeah, the moment that Damian Priest takes to move the ref out of the way is the same moment that Aleister Black catches him with Black Mass.
Yeah.
And yeah, clean enough. So I like it. I'd say also, because that wasn't a ref bump. He didn't take a bump in that. That was he wasn't killed.
The ref.
Because he wasn't killed.
Yeah.
His HP didn't hit 0. So that's not a ref bump. That's just that's low-key a tactician move. He got outsmarted again. I would say that. Or not again. This is his first time outsmarting him. I'll give him that.
You don't need to give him the bail.
As a heel.
You don't need to explain his bail to me.
No, it's not bail. I'm just saying that's how the way I view it. That's my lens on it. Yeah.
Other thing that we agreed on that was mid Julia retaining her title against Michin. Decent match. I think this is like mid-stable for me because I'm like, I don't believe Michin. As much as I want Michin to win, I don't know if she's going to be the one to do it.
Yeah, as long as if she's been chased, like she was already in the rivalry establishing the championship. And the fact that both of these women who have had the championship at least have backup, at least one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because she has Kiana James, and that's exactly where Kiana James came in, where it's like she didn't get physical, but just did the whole stick my head in the ring, like, bitch, I'm just distracting you. She takes like a leg drop or something, and then Julia just is able to take out Michin clean enough. you know. So
Yeah, I was saying like I was like, why does Kiana James have a brace on her knee?
yeah,
If like you're just dressed up casually. And no, sure enough, after the match, she
yeah,
was pissed off for losing 6 seconds last week that she ended up jumping her and stomping her out. So I'm like, that's why you have a knee brace on.
you're
I
getting
guess
physical.
that's the way. So you're actually gonna get physical at some point.
So I guess maybe that's next week. We can get Michin and Kiana James for the first time in the ring officially for a long time. Or maybe that was last week. Did she get in the ring officially?
Yeah, I mean that was a match.
That was a match.
She just lost it in 6 seconds.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's terrible.
Only thing left is you got some shake.
Yeah. Just because this was like the only backstage, because this wasn't an interview segment, but just like random camera, natural camera. Like we got the tag team champions backstage, but Alexa Bliss playing doctor, checking on Charlotte and just saying you got to heal up with the power of almost vomiting.
Yeah.
And saying friendship. So I'm just like, story being that, I mean, at least for today, that they're out, but we got to see them. I mean, maybe we'll continue this through that. Like Charlotte is still hurt. I assume so.
I mean, yeah, she got her ankle wrapped up. So
yeah.
And,
I mean, an ankle sprain is like, 3 weeks, a month if you get like a grade 1. So she'll be all right.
Rest. Got to rice.
Yeah. Off the power of friendship. It's like just
anything else from the boutique?
Nah, that is all I got.
Let's get to these champions or champion.
Yep, I got my one. This is the new 3-way Spider-Man meme title. This is going to Roman, Kenny, Omega, and Will Ospreay for having the same gimmick in the same calendar week, which is returning and then being killed.
Yeah.
So being built up as like one of the main guys like on the show and then being killed.
Yeah.
All 3 of you are dead this week. So y'all are my champion that. We just got all 3 of these guys pointing at each other.
Was killed the most effectively.
Who's the most dead?
Yeah.
I mean, Roman is like superhuman, so I think I would have to say
internal bleeding aspect of it. Though,
yeah, I want to say that.
Kenny, he just took a brain buster through the table.
Yeah, Kenny's got he's got the old man like heart, because it's like the whole diverticulitis he had to overcome. So his like injury rating is down lower. You feel like when he gets hurt, it's
and
like
Ospreay,
more
did they put the chair over his neck?
Yeah, they did that's how they kill people.
Yeah.
The chair over your neck and Claudio stomps it.
Yeah.
And that's what they did at Forbidden Door. So, and he was stretchered out too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, most dead.
If Roman didn't have a blood capsule, he wasn't bleeding from the mouth.
Yeah,
so
he should have had a blood capsule. He should have, honestly, to really put that over.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm willing to say it's Will. It's Will.
Yeah.
If
Roman was started bleeding from the mouth, then we go like, oh
yeah, it's gotta be Roman.
Internal bleeding. Oh, that
because that would have just put over Braun or both Brauns so much more. Oh man, they're devastating. So.
But the aspect of having to take a tsunami, wow, you can't even brace for it because your arms are strapped down.
Yeah. All you can do is flex your abs.
Yeah. Jesus.
And hope he hits like the perfect pocket. But yeah, that's my champions of the week. All 3, they're sharing it. It's the 3-way Spider-Man meme for Kenny, Roman Reigns, and Will Ospreay.
For me, I don't have it listed because I don't have like a direct like pop culture reference that I can like use as a title name. But it's basically like, just let him cook. Title belt to WWE's production team in the New Day for that promo vignette.
That's definitely champion worthy for sure.
15 minutes. Like I said, we probably think they had at least 20 minutes that they cut down to like 12, 13 minutes. And I'm like, it was hilarious, but it's also like meaningful of what they said that I'm just like, 12 minutes as a vignette? That's uncommon.
Yeah, for sure.
For WWE. And so the fact that they let them rock and they were like, we have so much that we just got to let it be 12 minutes. And it was just good. It was like, shout out to them. So you got them like to let them cook. Just like chill, just let them cook.
Yeah.
Like title belt to the WWE team for letting the New Day promo vignette rock for that long.
For sure.
Anything else?
No, not for me.
That is the show. We are done. Episode 61 in the books. Moody, how can they find us?
On this YouTube channel, most directly. Please like, comment, subscribe here at the Wrestling Re-Up podcast channel here on YouTube. And also, we got a TikTok. We got a Gmail at the Wrestling Re-Up at gmail.com. And you can engage with us that way, a Discord coming. And yeah, that's about it. But do all the social engagement thing and follow us individually. I am coming off the top rope. This week, I think it's going to be a Froggy Bow off the top rope as the French Fry Pro and the Habesha Hayes.
Yep, still come through crowds, man. Catch us next week for episode 62. Peace.